There's a principle that governs everything, an invisible thread that connects each action, each choice, each breath we take. It's like gravity, it's always there, always pulling. When you understand this, when you tap into that deeper current, you realize it's not just about playing the game, it's about aligning yourself with something bigger. It's about turning yourself into a vessel for greatness. Every step you take, every decision you make, is either moving you closer to your purpose or pulling you away from it. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to surrender to that journey? To surrender doesn't mean to give up. It means to give in to the flow, to trust the process. When I looked at the greats, Magic, Michael, Bird, it wasn't just their moves on the court that fascinated me. It was the energy they carried, the sense of inevitability. It was as if they had already aligned themselves with victory long before they stepped onto the floor. I used to watch them and wonder, can I do that? But the real question was deeper. Can I lose myself completely in the pursuit of becoming something more than just a player? That's where it begins, with a surrender to curiosity, to that inner drive that refuses to settle for anything less than the extraordinary. You see, when you commit fully, when you dedicate yourself to understanding not just the game, but the way the world around you responds to your energy, the universe opens up. Every moment becomes a teacher. Every challenge becomes a lesson. The court becomes your classroom, but so does life itself. You learn to look at everything, successes, failures, wins, losses, as feedback. It's the world guiding you, nudging you toward the next level. You just have to be willing to listen. For 20 years, that was my life. Every day, without fail, I honed my craft. But it wasn't just about physical training. It was about studying angles, movements, energy dynamics. My vertical wasn't the highest, my hands weren't the biggest, and my speed wasn't the fastest. But I didn't let that stop me. Instead, I focused on maximizing what I had, finding the gaps, the nuances. I knew that true mastery wasn't about raw talent. It was about relentless refinement, about finding the smallest improvements in every area. That's the path to greatness. It's a daily dedication to incremental growth. When you approach your craft like this, something powerful happens. You begin to develop a mental switch, a kind of ritual that separates you from the rest of the world. For me, stepping onto the court was like stepping into a different realm. It was like putting on armor, like becoming a warrior who's ready to face anything. You've seen it in Gladiator, Maximus picking up the dirt, feeling it between his fingers before stepping into battle. That was my switch. The moment I touched that ball, nothing else mattered. I wasn't just Kobe anymore, I was something else entirely. In that moment, there was no doubt, no fear, only the game. But to reach that state of mind, to truly master it, you have to first let go of your ego. You have to learn to get over yourself. Miss 5 shots? Airball? So what? The world isn't watching as closely as you think. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking every mistake is monumental, that every failure is some reflection of your worth. But that's just noise. The truth is, those mistakes are lessons. When I missed those shots early in my career, I didn't wallow in self-pity. I analyzed. I looked at the situation with clarity. My legs were fatigued, my body wasn't conditioned for the relentless NBA schedule yet. So what did I do? I adjusted. I adapted. I strengthened myself. By the next season, I was ready. That's the lesson, you don't let setbacks define you. You let them refine you. And as I grew, I sought out the wisdom of those who had walked the path before me. I called it Goat Mountain, a metaphorical place where the legends of the game dwelled. Legends like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, and Jerry West had all climbed that mountain, reaching heights that I aspired to. But I didn't just want to know about their basketball skills, I wanted to dig deeper and understand their approach to life. What I discovered was that their advice wasn't just about perfecting a jump shot or mastering a dribble. It was about mindset, about fostering an obsession with being the best. They taught me that talent only takes you so far. True greatness is built on commitment, sacrifice, and an unwavering drive to excel. That obsession changes you, and often it isolates you. When you're so deeply focused on your craft, everything else takes a backseat. Relationships, friendships, and even family time inevitably begin to suffer. It's not that you stop caring for these people, it's just that your drive to reach the top demands all of your attention. You must come to terms with the fact that those who truly love and support you will understand. They'll give you the space you need, even if it means they don't see you as often. It's one of the sacrifices that come with the territory. And when you finally do reconnect with them, it's as though no time has passed. But never forget that the missed birthdays, holidays, and moments are part of the price you pay for achieving greatness. I saw other players spending their downtime with friends, going on vacations, and enjoying a more balanced lifestyle. And that's perfectly fine for them, but it wasn't the path for me. I couldn't afford to relax, to ease up, or to take a break. For me, the stakes were too high. I knew that if I ever allowed myself to slow down, I'd look back one day with regret, wondering if I could have done more. That thought terrified me. I didn't want to reach the end of my career with even a hint of doubt about whether I had given it my all. I chose to sacrifice because I knew the game demanded it, and because of that, I left it all on the floor, with no regrets. When you give everything you have to something, you walk away with a sense of peace, knowing you couldn't have done more. For me, that was the only way to approach not just basketball but life in general. The thought of mediocrity, of looking back and thinking what if, was unacceptable. That's why I pushed myself harder than anyone else. I held myself to a higher standard because I understood that true fulfillment comes from knowing you've exhausted every option, explored every avenue, and left no stone unturned in the pursuit of greatness. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, giving your all and leaving the game, or life, with no regrets. This same mentality applies in everything I do, whether it's basketball, business, or life. When I invest, I don't just throw money at a project. I take time to study it deeply. I want to understand every aspect of it. I ask myself critical questions like, is this something I can have an impact on? Can I take it to the next level? For me, it's not enough to simply get involved. I need to believe that I can actively make it better. That's why the people I choose to partner with must share that same obsessive drive. If they aren't pushing themselves to the very edge of their potential, then they're not the right fit for me. And then, when the inevitable setbacks come, like tearing my Achilles, you don't let it define you. You stand up and face it head on. You become the example that others, especially your children, look to when times are tough. That's where true leadership shows itself, in how you handle adversity. Setbacks become opportunities to demonstrate resilience and strength. Obstacles are not to be seen as barriers, they are opportunities to grow. And real resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about evolving into a stronger, smarter version of yourself through every challenge you face. This is how you build a legacy. It's never just about the trophies, accolades, or public recognition. True legacy is built in the quiet moments, during the unseen work and dedication that no one else acknowledges. It's about how you master your energy and align yourself with your deeper purpose. When you let that purpose guide every decision, something incredible happens. You begin to realize that the only true limits are the ones you impose on yourself. Mastery and focus will always trump sheer talent, and that's what separates the good from the great. So, what's stopping you? What's keeping you from reaching your highest potential? The moment you understand that everything you need is already within your hands, the world around you starts to change. Every moment becomes an opportunity to grow, learn, and push beyond what you once thought was possible. It doesn't matter what your arena is, whether it's the court, the boardroom, or the studio, the principles remain the same. Align yourself with your purpose, focus on mastering your craft, and you'll discover that the ceiling is far higher than you ever imagined.